Thank you, Brother Fuller, for that very educational speech. I was asked by Pastor Lafi to say a few words about global warming and how it affects Samoa. But the term global warming is a specific example of global climate change, or the change in the Earth's temperature. There are many reasons for global warming, including variation in its orbit around the sun, volcanic eruptions, and atmospheric greenhouse gas concentrations. Because of all the problems that we face day in and day out, we tend to forget about global warming. We forget about our environment, about our Earth. And in fact, if not for this service, if not for Pastor Lafi and Pastor Rick, I would have probably thought about global warming maybe, if I'm lucky, 3 minutes this year. And that's only because they decided to sneak it into my 30 minutes of news a week. But on a more serious note, global warming affects all of us and puts all of us in danger every day. And as you all know, Ekalesia, Samoa, and all its members are from Samoa, an island in the heart of the Pacific. Now I can stand here and tell you all about how global warming affects Samoa, but instead I'm going to talk about how global warming affects the Pacific region as a whole. The island of Kiribati, a beautiful island in the Pacific, is composed of 33 islands spread over 3 million kilometers. One of these islands is known as Motu of Tebua Tarawa, a former landmark for fishermen, where every day this is where their food source comes from, and it's now underwater, knee deep in water. Kiribati has had to move their roads inland. The native people of Kiribati has also had to move their homes inland because the water levels are rising because of global warming. The island of Tebua Newell, meaning the place for chiefs, where locals presented their gifts to their gods, a sacred place, is now also underwater. On most islands, economic activity is mostly concentrated along the coast. Take commercial agriculture in Fiji, for example. Sugarcane, the third biggest foreign currency earner in this country, is mostly grown in flat areas along the coast or in low-lying river deltas. Over the last 50 years, increasing sea levels has penetrated coastal aquifers, causing sugar content in the sugar canes to drop. And therefore their value has dropped. That is, if anybody buys them at all. Tourism is a big currency earner in the Pacific Islands. Tourists are attracted by the sun, the sea, and the sand. But tourist beaches are being eroded by sea level rise. And if that's not scary, think of Tuvalu. Scientists say that in less than 50 years, this beautiful 9-island nation will be underwater. A population of 11,000 people on 9 islands will have to relocate their homes because of the sea level rise, if it goes the way it's going now, if we do nothing to change it. Also in the island of Samoa and Hawaii, if that's closer to home for all of us, people go there because it's a beautiful place to visit, to take your kids on vacation, and people love to swim there, scuba dive, look at the corals, the reefs. Because of the rise in the temperature, the water temperature also rises. Regularly, the water temperature there is 23 degrees Celsius. I'm not really good at math, so I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. But 23 degrees Celsius. In the last 100 years, the water level, the temperature water has risen to 33 degrees Celsius, and coral reefs are dying. What happens is the algae on the coral reef falls off, and because the algae feeds the coral, they die, they bleach, and they turn white, hence the name bleaching. And if the coral dies, the fish have to move. Either the fish move or they die. And so, I never thought of it that way. I never thought of it as, things that, animals, plants, everything is affected by global warming. And as a child, I used to hear stories from my parents and from my grandparents about how the fish, the indigenous fish of these lands, is what sustained them. It's what kept them alive. It was their major food source before export and import in westernized areas. And if I think about it, I mean, if we never met the Western world and we lived on these islands and no one knew about us, and our fish are dying, and that is our major food source, we would not be here today. And so it makes me sad, but on a good note, there are many people out there that are helping the earth, including the green team, and also people that are, if you recycle, so recycle. We do that here at church. I don't know if we do it at home, but there's a lot of ways. If you jump on the internet, just type in global warming and how you can help. I'm pretty sure that we all can play a part in saving our earth. This is our earth. If you think about it, the one thing that keeps us, that is in common with all of us, our languages are different, our skin colors are different, but we all come from the same mother, that's Mother Earth. So let's do what we can to save the earth. Green power.